Scary stories can tickle our nerves well, especially at night. But the events I want to tell about took place on a hot summer afternoon. When nature itself is frozen, waiting for the long-awaited evening to come, and with it the coolness. It is in the heat of summer that you begin to feel the oppressive silence around you. People and animals hide from the scorching sun, and you feel like you're on an empty planet. I was not afraid of the heat. On the contrary, I love to walk in the sun. We have a small playground at our dacha area, where I like to stop by. Especially at noon, when mothers took kids home for lunch. This time, approaching the playground, unfortunately, I heard the creaking of swings. So, someone is already riding them. I turned the corner of the fence and stopped as a dead stop. I look, and children's swings, which are attached to the iron post with two chains, swaying by themselves. As if someone invisible is sitting on them, and every time he pushes away more and more. Of course, everyone in my place would have thought of the wind. But it wasn't the wind. It was as hot as an oven and completely calm. Not even a slight breeze could be felt. And the swings just kept on swinging. It gave me the creeps. I looked around, no one was around. I was the only one watching such a strange metamorphosis. I stand looking at this miracle, and then suddenly I was tugged by my tongue. "What are you doing here alone?" I asked. "Everybody went home and they forgot you?" The swings went up into the sky, as if agreeing with me. There's a nasty creak in the whole town. But no one came out to see. Empty streets. "You want to come with me? I'll make you some tea." Don't ask me why I said that. It was more of a joke, because it made me feel as if everything was a fairy tale. And for some reason it seemed to me that only a child could ride on a swing, albeit invisible. And abruptly the swings stopped, as if someone really jumped off them. Now it really creeped me out. I walked faster away from the playground. As I went, I heard the sound of footsteps on gravel behind me. I turn around. There is nobody. I go, again someone runs after me. My mother's. I already ran the last part of a way. When I got to my property, I closed the gate with all the locks, entered the house, and locked the door. Sat down at the entrance, took out her cell phone to tell her friend what had happened. And then the door rumbles from the other side, as if a fist with all the force hit. I dropped the phone. It fell on the floor and fell apart. I looked out the window. There is nobody at the door. "Go away," I shouted to the invisible visitor through the open window. I was joking. "I do not want you to drink tea." Just then, behind my back, suddenly the wall mirror with a nasty sound cracked in half. And my reflection in it was so ugly twisted that I shrieked. The kettle fell off the stove and opened at my feet. All the water poured out of it onto the floor. And it was all happening in such bright sunlight that it seemed 100 times more creepy than it was at night. I should have run. I couldn't get out of my own house. I hugged myself to my shoulders, sobbing, and watched as my room gradually collapsed. Books flew from the shelves, clothes off the hooks ripped right in front of my eyes, whether the invisible man joking or angry. "Good. All right. I'll make you a cup of tea." With trembling hands I picked up the kettle from the floor and filled it with water. I turned to the stove, and the burner was already on. So I set the table, even put sweets and poured tea. I did not drink it myself, but watched with horror as the amount of tea in the cup opposite decreased. The invisible man has drunk the tea. Now go away. I went to the door, unlocked the lock and opened the door. I do not know what I expected, maybe the breeze or stomping footsteps. But the invisible man didn't leave. He stayed in the little house to live. Now, if every day he does not pour him a cup of tea, he gets angry. That things begin to drop, or hide something important, then a week cannot find, or pinches. It was especially creepy at night. Sometimes my mom and I hear someone walking in the next room, heavy footsteps. So we live in fear. We all expect that sooner or later the invisible man will become visible.
Please like this video and subscribe to the channel not to miss new stories. Write in the comments whether you like the story or not.